Right now, a student in Reedsburg is hit and killed by a truck while waiting to go to school. What law enforcement officials say happened and reaction from the Reedsburg School District.
Also, one person is hospitalized after an incident involving a stabbing and gunshot on Madison's east side. What police are saying about the case.
And after being killed in the line of duty nearly a week ago, a Wisconsin law enforcement officer is laid to rest. Welcome to News 3 Now at 6. An unthinkable accident occurring in Reedsburg this morning when a student waiting for a school bus was hit and killed by a truck.
The crash happened at about 7:25 this morning on Highway 2333 near Northwoods Drive in the town of Excelsior. Let's now go to Tahlil Mohudin, who is live near the site of that crash. Tahlil?
After being closed for almost 5 hours this morning, things here on Highway 33 and their surrounding area appear to be back to normal. But today's tragedy remains on the minds of many. Sauk County authorities say the deadly crash happened when a driver failed to slow down in time to stop behind a school bus. Trying to avoid it, they swerved to the right, and that's when their truck hit the student. The terrible crash also sideswiped the back of the bus with students inside. And while no one was hurt there, the accident has left a mark.
They're still struggling with the information. A lot of tears, a lot of heartbreak, unsure of how to handle all of it.
Officials say the young victim was pronounced dead at the scene, and the driver of the F-150 suffered minor injuries from the crash. The victim and the driver have not yet been identified. Authorities said earlier they were waiting until they can notify family. Now, 3 of the victims' friends have set up a GoFundMe for the student, calling them the sweetest, kindest person you'll ever meet. So far, it's raised about $8,000. Now, we won't be linking to the GoFundMe online because it does identify the victim. And out of respect for the family, we will wait for officials to do that first.
Tahlil, thank you. In a message to parents after news broke of the tragedy, Reedsburg Superintendent Roger Rindo said, "This is a truly devastating time for our entire community, and it will have far-reaching effects. We ask that you join us in keeping the students' family and friends in your thoughts and prayers." The Reedsburg School District is in contact with families involved and currently working to share information about student support programs.
Right now, Madison police are investigating an alleged domestic violence-related stabbing and shooting on the east side. Officers say a person of interest called 911 and police responded to the apartments near Webb and Darbo Drive. Officers got in touch with a man near the apartments on Rosemary who was allegedly shot and stabbed.
I believe that person was trying to seek medical assistance. I can say that we're investigating this incident as a domestic abuse weapons offense, so there is a domestic relationship that we're looking into.
That man was taken to a local hospital. No word on his condition at this time. Police say there is no danger to the public. Between graduation and Mother's Day, we need the weather to accommodate things just a little bit. Let's check your first one forecast. Julian's out on the patio.
That's right, and we're starting to see a bit of those showers starting to develop here outside on our weather patio, which is a perfect time for us to bring out the umbrellas. Now, watching where that rain is, it's starting to leak into much of Dane County coming in from the south. But areas like Monroe, Janesville, and even parts of Lafayette County have already been seeing this rain over about the last couple of hours. It's a slow-moving system, so these showers, rather light, will be sticking around for us over the next several hours. Taking a look at the next 6, we're not expecting the rain to really clear out for us here until we get into the later parts of our Friday nights as it continues to advance onto the eastern side of southern Wisconsin. So for the next about several hours, just at least expect for light showers to be really onto your forecast as we get into the rest of our Friday. Quick look at Mother's Day. It's going to be 60 degrees, rainy, breezy, and cool. Not optimal weather to celebrate Mom, but as long as you're indoors, it's not going to be too much in terms of issues. Now, looking ahead for what we have as of right now, even some raindrops falling onto our Edgewater sky cam, we are going to see temperatures continue to cool into those middle to lower 60s as we get into the rest of tonight. But again, after the next several hours, we're looking for cloud cover to just really stick around, but the showers themselves to phase out. Our low tonight will be into the upper 50s for us here in Madison and for Janesville, and lower 60s for Platteville. Tomorrow, we're going to be a bit warmer into those middle 70s, and we do have some dry periods. We'll be talking about how graduation and the rest of Mother's Day will be panning out in a few moments. Until then, back to you.
A Wisconsin deputy killed in the line of duty has been laid to rest. Funeral services were held today in Hudson for St. Croix County Deputy Katie Lacing. The service was followed by a procession. Deputy Lacing was shot and killed during a traffic stop on Saturday. St. Croix County Sheriff's deputies read statements on behalf of Deputy Lacing's loved ones, including her partner, Courtney Lacing.
We enjoyed spending time with our dogs, throwing the ball for Ranger, and cuddling with Miller. Then there's our sweet baby boy, Siler. I am completely heartbroken that he will grow up without Katie by his side, but thankful he'll have the greatest guardian angel looking over him. We built an amazing bond over our 8 years together. I wouldn't trade that for anything.
Officials say the suspected shooter, 29-year-old Jeremiah Johnson, fled into the woods and died from a self-inflicted gunshot. He was on supervised release for a previous conviction at the time.
Today, students and staff rallying outside Madison East High School called on the school district leaders to do more on making wages competitive with surrounding communities. The lunch hour demonstration, which coincides with Teacher Appreciation Week, comes amid the district's annual budget process. MMSD's preliminary 23-24 budget calls for a 3.5% increase in base wages and an average of 2% in step advancements for a total average pay raise of 5.5%. That amount, demonstrators argue, is not enough to remain competitive with other Dane County school districts.
Building does need to be supported, but so do the people that go in it, and they are not interchangeable. They are not just merely replaceable and cogs in some sort of machine. They are human beings that deserve the dignity of a living wage.
Well, we reached out to MMSD for comment, and in a statement they said, quote, "We agree the 8% cost of living adjustment is an appropriate request. However, after years of chronic regressive state funding for public education, MMSD, along with many other school districts across Wisconsin, now face the most challenging budgetary cycle in the history of our state. MMSD is committed to keeping quality educators in Madison, and we continue to do our best to ensure our staff receive the compensation and resources they deserve while remaining fiscally responsible." At the Capitol, lawmakers are gearing up for a busy week, looking to maybe make some headway on a measure that helps local governments pay their bills. Political reporter Will Keneally at the Capitol with more.
Eric, we're looking at this bill called Shared Revenue, which deals with local funding. And we've heard anecdotes from mayors that without this, they've had to make hard choices, like shutting off streetlights. But Democrats have pushed back against some of the provisions tied to this funding, like making Milwaukee invest in more police, for example. But Republicans say they are close to an agreement amongst themselves and Democrats.
There's just some cleanup language that was brought out during the hearing, things that need to be cleaned up so they're more straight and stuff like that. I'm assuming, I'm not hearing anything about a big change in the formula as set right now, but that may change.
So in that committee room that you see there, they moved the bill forward so that it can get a vote next week. And any changes or compromise to that bill may come from the assembly floor. Now, next week, we're also looking at the budget cycle. The legislature's powerful Joint Finance Committee will take up pay for prosecutors when it meets next week. Reporting from the Capitol, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
A pair of new bills circulating in the legislature could make it easier to prosecute teachers who give students obscene content.
But how that definition of obscene could be defined, well, that's a little more complicated. Naomi Coles joins us with more. Naomi?
Eric, the bill cites a statute that is long and uses a lot of complicated language that's a bit too hard to get through on live TV, but a large portion of it is based in defining obscenity in books and movies on several somewhat vague ideas, for example, quote, contemporary community standards, end quote. Now, I spoke to Republican Representative Scott Allen, who is behind the bills, and he told me he believes the community should take that definition and then use it in a way that works for them.
Who gets to decide what that is?
Yeah, I think you're going to have some variation across the state. We have 420 plus school districts across the state. I think each of those, if you will, represents the community.
Now, I got much further into this discussion with him and examples of what he personally believes is obscene. That's coming up this Sunday on For the Record at 10:30.
Coming up, a celebration at UW-Madison is underway as students prepare to walk across the stage this weekend.
Also, some troubling news on the medical front when it comes to cancer-fighting drugs. How many, one report says, are currently facing a shortage. That's next.
It's Hy-Vee's BOGO sale this Friday through Sunday. Buy one pork loin filet or tenderloin, get one free. Buy one, get one free on select Dole salads. And buy one, get one free on a 2-entree Hy-Vee Chinese meal. This Friday through Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
What's at the top of your home improvement list? Did you say better insulation? Because better insulation makes everything you do in your home better. Even just walking in the front door on a hot day. So get ready for summer now with USA Premium Foam. It keeps the hot air out, the cool air in, and your electric bills lower.
And right now, during Home Improvement Month, our labor is free. You pay for the foam, and we'll put it in for free. But that ends May 31st.
USA Insulation.
DePaco Credit Union empowers your well-being, helps you reach your goals. Because when our members love life, it makes a brighter community for all. DePaco can help you be well.
This is how legends are.
2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups, or current Chevy owners get $5,250 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
It's Hy-Vee's BOGO sale this Friday through Sunday. Buy one, get one free on Bubbly 8-packs. Buy one, get one free on Edie's Ice Cream. And buy one Cowboy or Cowgirl Chicken Griller, get one free. This Friday through Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. Right now, UW-Madison is holding the first of 2 commencement ceremonies this weekend. Tonight's event is celebrating doctoral, MFA, and medical professionals at the Cole Center. Then tomorrow at Camp Randall, the university will hold a ceremony for bachelor's, master's, and law degrees. That event will start at noon with gates opening at 10 o'clock. Seating is first come, first served. For more information, including a commencement parking map and shuttle routes, just head to this story on channel3000.com.
To some health news now. It appears cancer treatments are among the top 5 most affected by current drug shortages in the U.S. That includes about 24 different chemo drugs. Data from the University of Utah shows that there were more than 300 drugs with an active shortage at the end of March. Now, the last time active drug shortages were this high was way back in 2014. Experts believe increased demand is causing most of those drug shortages. The World Health Organization says Mpox, previously known as monkeypox, is no longer a public health emergency of international concern. That declaration yesterday follows a heated discussion and vote from the WHO's Mpox committee. It ends an official designation that's been in place since July of last year. Still ahead, the Henry Vilas Zoo welcoming some new additions just in time for Mother's Day.
Also, as we celebrate all things mom this weekend, some tips on how to keep them healthy all year long.
Plus, what kind of weather can we expect for anything you have planned this weekend? Julian's complete forecast is next.
Did you leave the lights on?
No.
What the?
I'll go check it out.
I'm not a raccoon whisperer, but I can help you upgrade all this.
With free installation on Felco windows, siding, doors, and roofing, plus no money down and no interest for 1 year. There's never been a better time to upgrade your home.
This offer ends soon. Hurry. Call now.
Call 866 for Felco.
At McGann Furniture and Flooring in Baraboo, we know that hardworking people want the most value for their money. At McGann's, we've already sorted out and selected the brands that we feel offer you the most bang for your buck. From young couples to senior citizens, we offer a huge selection at prices that will fit your budget. And remember, at McGann's, we don't raise prices only to lower them later for a sale. Discover the difference at McGann Furniture and Flooring, downtown Baraboo.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. That's when I found this, the Brux Night Guard. Now, the Brux Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brux Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to bruxnightguard.com and order yours today.
Are record high energy and water costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With inflation rising at record levels and incomes not keeping pace, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive. While you may not ask for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to be without heat, water, or power. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506-5596. That's 800-506-5596. Or visit www.heat.help.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. A friendly reminder, Mother's Day is this weekend. We really hope you didn't forget as we celebrate all things mom.
It is also a great time to focus on the well-being of caregivers of all kinds. Mandy Gaither has tips to help keep moms healthy all year long.
Being a mom can be rewarding, but also stressful.
Your job as a mom, as a caregiver, has never been harder. And your job in this day and age, in this moment in history, has never been more important.
Cardiologist Susan Chang says she sees firsthand the toll life can take on moms.
That stress manifests in a lot of different ways. Chest pain, shortness of breath, palpitations.
Since moms are often busy taking care of everyone else, Chang says it's important they focus on themselves too.
When we're in crisis and the oxygen masks come down, please first put the oxygen mask on yourself and then take the time and the energy to assist others.
To do that, Chang says to recognize your stress, ask for and accept help. You can also help yourself by getting enough sleep and prioritizing personal time.
Time for yourself, time away from the stress, from the crisis of the day, time away to just sit alone, no devices, hopefully no noise, no distractions.
Chang says helping caregivers take this time falls on the rest of the family.
You think about what a typical mom or a typical caregiver does around the house. It's all the little things, picking up the little things, the following up on little things, and that all adds up.
So help a mother out this weekend.
Happy Mother's Day.
And always.
Yes, help a mother out. Dr. Chang says since it's often hard for caregivers to find time for themselves, consider getting to appointments or errands early and using those extra moments in the car to meditate, reflect, or pray. She says alone time is critical for self-care. Well, Americans are spending big this Mother's Day. The National Retail Association and Prosper Insights and Analytics says Sunday should set a new record. They predict consumers will shell out $35.7 billion for mom based on their annual survey. That's nearly $4 billion more than last year's record high. According to the survey, 35 to 44-year-olds are the biggest spenders. The most popular gifts are flowers and cards.
The list of most popular baby names for 2022 is out, and once again, Olivia and Liam each took the #1 spot. This is now the 6th year in a row that Liam has been the most popular boy's name. For Olivia, it's the 4th straight. Top 5 on the boys list also includes Noah, Oliver, James, and Elijah. For the girls, Emma, Amelia, Sophia, and Charlotte.
Yes.
As for the fastest rising names, those included Dutton for boys and Renly with a W-R-E-N, Renly for the girls.
And speaking of babies, the Henry Vilas Zoo is announcing the birth of 3 critically endangered black and white ruffed lemurs. The babies, 1 boy and 2 girls, were born April 25th, but they're just making their public debut today. You can go check them out at the zoo's primate house. Well, a wet weekend ahead of us, but then things dry off next week. Here's Julian with your forecast.
That's right, but until we get there, let's talk about the showers, how much we can expect, and when we might see some dry period for our big weekends. We have graduation for Saturday and then Mother's Day for Sunday. So starting off with our weather headlines, we're looking for spotty showers throughout the rest of tonight, but as we get into tomorrow, it's mainly going to be dry. There might be a couple of sprinkles, some drizzles, but overall, we're not looking for Saturday to be really really a big event in terms of rainfall. Getting into Sunday, however, we are looking for a change. Starting from Saturday nights into our Sunday, we're looking for potentials of showers and a few thunderstorms that could be isolated, but then a rainy and cool heading into our Mother's Day. So let's go ahead before we get right into our forecast. We got to talk about the umbrella contest winners. Only fitting since it is showers outside as of right now. A beautiful shot over towards the Yahara River. Thank you, Rebecca Stokes, for your submission. You are the winner. And for your chance to win a First Warn weather umbrella, all you have to do is submit your photo at firstwarn@WISC-TV.com or use the First Warn weather app. Now, as we get into our forecast, as I mentioned, we're starting to see a bit of some shower activity around Dane County. Well, as you can see on your screen as of right now, our radar, we're tracking those showers to continue to push a bit more north at a northeasterly track. But for Janesville, starting to get a bit more of that heavier rainfall that's moving along I-39 as of right now. But the next several hours, we're going to be anticipating those showers to stick around throughout Dane County and parts of Green Rock and even Jefferson County until it starts to clear up getting into the later parts of tonight. So watching in terms of our planning the rest of this evening and heading into the weekend, temperatures are going to stay cool, but really it's just how much shower activity are we really going to be seeing. After tonight, it's really just going to be dry for much of us here in southern Wisconsin. Early Saturday morning, we might get a couple of spotty showers, but during the afternoon around lunch from 12 to 5 o'clock, not a whole lot of consistent rainfall throughout southern Wisconsin. Again, might see a couple of spotty showers, but a lot of the rain might not even be hitting the ground either. Once we get into Saturday nights, however, that's a bit of a change in pace. After midnight, we can see from the western side of southern Wisconsin, from Prairie du Chien, Boscobel, Lone Rock, Platteville, and even Mineral Point, we're going to start to see that cluster of showers, potentially even some storms, rolling into the rest of southern Wisconsin, expanding by the time we get into our Sunday morning. So we're looking at cool weather, already temperatures in the 50s, and that rain really sticking around throughout the course of our Sunday as well. But how much rain are we really expecting? That could be going from, well, varying as we get into the rest of this event. We could be seeing close to 1/4 of an inch around Madison. Some areas might see a bit more, especially towards the southwest, where Prairie du Chien and Platteville could be seeing 3/4 to about an inch of rainfall. Either way, planning out tomorrow, temperatures are going to be into the middle 70s. And again, notes that it's going to be rather dry through the majority of our Saturday, so graduation won't be too interrupted by any kind of wet weather, but be prepared for Saturday nights for some changes. Going into Sunday, it's going to be much cooler, and then we'll see next week after Mother's Day, the real gift for us. Temperatures into the 70s, more sunshine in our forecast as well. Only changes that we're really going to be seeing will be in the back end of next week, mainly for Friday and for our Saturday.
Coming up in sports, the Packers replaced their 4-time MVP with a 4-time gold medalist. Find out who she is next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Recent hailstorms in your neighborhood may have caused damage to your roof. Don't let fly-by-night, out-of-the-state, inexperienced roofers rip you off. Who should you trust to fix your roof and do it right? Fry Construction. For more than 20 years, Fry Construction and Home Improvement has continued to earn the trust of area homeowners. And when the roof over your family is damaged, we jump into action. After all, we're your neighbor too. Call Fry Construction and Home Improvement now to get your free hail inspection.
To everyone who appreciates a handcrafted meal, are you ready for a taste of Wisconsin?
Butterburgers cooked fresh, just the way you like.
The way you love.
Definitely love. And our thick and creamy frozen custard,
we make it for you all throughout the day. All day.
All day, every day. Put it in the extra work and not cutting corners. Takes a little longer.
But it's how we've always done it at Culver's. Because making your meal with care shows how much we care.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting more than just a technician. You're getting someone who pays attention to your needs and the little things that make a big difference. It takes a dealer you can rely on. And to keep your family cool this summer,
let me show you how this works.
It takes Bryant.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
In Madison, contact Heating and Cooling Incorporated to maximize your comfort and energy savings whatever the season.
You've got this. 10 days, 2 kids, and the open road. Tourist traps? Set. Souvenir allowances? dispersed. Juice boxes, abundant. You've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with access to over 30,000 surcharge-free ATMs. So when must-see attractions become must-pay with cash adventures, we've got you.
Mom, why is the front door open?
You've got this with Associated Bank.
With Dad's arthritis, he struggles with housework and bathing, so I called a Grace. Yes, a Grace. With their age-at-home service, Dad gets the help he needs to stay independent at home.
A Grace, caring every step of the way.
A home explosion rocks Madison's west side.
Like a bomb went off.
News 3 Now was first on the scene.
I saw the whole thing. 3 babies was injured walking with their mom.
We'll continue to bring you timely updates and answers. News 3 Now, your trusted source for breaking news and continuous coverage.
At just 27 years old, Kenny Clark didn't expect to be the veteran voice in the Packers locker room, at least just yet. But with the departures of Randall Cobb, Mercedes Lewis, and Aaron Rodgers, he really doesn't have much of a choice. The Packers nose tackle knows he needs to step up his leadership to hold the young guys to the standard he was held to when he started in Titletown. The biggest thing for Clark, though, be more vocal.
Just looking inward at myself, I do definitely got to be more vocal. You know, guys want to hear me talk, and you know, they respect what I say. So I definitely got to be more of a vocal leader, for the team. But as far as just my approach, I'm coming in every day, working, being the same guy.
Now, the Packers lost a 4-time MVP this offseason, but today they added a 4-time Olympic gold medalist to the green and gold. Well, in the form of a fan. Simone Biles was at Lambeau this morning celebrating the signing of her new husband and the new Packers safety, Jonathan Owens. He's coming off his best season in the league, where he racked up 125 tackles and a sack with the Texans. Now, every time Steve Stricker plays on the Champions Tour, he proudly represents Wisconsin. But when it comes to the region's tradition tournament down in Alabama, this course is kind of his home away from home. Stricker's won the major 2 times in the last 3 years. But Jerry Kelly looking to knock off the defending champ in the second round, and putts like this will help him a lot on that. On 10, he sinks the long birdie, one of his 4 birds on the day. Kelly finished 7 under, but Steve Stricker's the defending champ for a reason. Here he is on 18, closing a day 2 with a birdie to drop him 8 under. Heading into the weekend, he's tied for 3rd, 2 shots off the lead. And in case you missed it, last night, Joe Pavelski continued his scoring tear in the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. The former Badger lit the lamp for the 7th time in 5 games against the Kraken and made some history in the process, moving Pavelski into a tie for 2nd among active players with the most career postseason goals with 71. Game 6 is on Saturday.
We're proud to welcome Andrew to our sports team, your first sportscast under the belt, so you'll be taking over our weekend sportscast as well. Congrats on that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Good job. Looking forward to it, Andrew. Final check of the forecast.
Well, it's going to be rainy, so be sure to have your rain gear nearby. The good news is, though, for graduates, Saturday we're not looking for too much in terms of the form of rain until we get into our Saturday nights. So the weather's going to at least be occupying us for that. Until then, Sunday, we are looking for Mother's Day to be a bit of a rainy mess. And then for next week, smooth sailing. We're talking about 70s, sunshine, until we get into next weekend, where we could start to see a bit of some disturbances. But until then, smooth sailing.
All right, Julian, thanks. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.